Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Game Changers podcast. My name is Quinn Seshis, and it's a privilege and pleasure to be here with you as usual. Dance is a real art form of expression, and my next guest is so expressive that you'll really want to listen to him. He has shared the stage with some of the biggest names in art and entertainment. But if you understand and hear his humble beginnings, you really get the idea of the man. His name is Marz, and I'm so privileged to have this amazing conversation with him. Yo, Marz, how are you doing, man?
Yo, Quinn. Glad to be on the inside.
For sure. Glad to have you on the inside.
Big up, big up.
All right, bro. So, for my audience who might not know who you are, just let them know a little bit about yourself. General information.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marz Zerogravity, or AKA Zero Gravity. I am a Trinidad and Tobago born creative. I embody creativity in all its forms and fashion. Dancer by profession, choreographer by profession. Hailing from Mova, Trinidad and Tobago, more specifically Paradise Heights, big up PH, because you could never know where you're going if you forget where you're coming from. You
For sure.
understand? So, yeah, dancer for Marshall Montano, stunt performer for the NBA, dancer for the Canadian Football League, and overall creative director and certified personal trainer, fitness and health as well.
Beautiful. Love that already, man. Love that energy already, man.
You don't know.
All right, so let's start at the very beginning. When did you realize that you had a passion for dance? And how did your Caribbean upbringing help shape your love for performing?
Oh man, I think it was stomp the yard and step up and on all those dance movies for me,
Right.
watching those things as a kid
Mhm.
really put it in me that, and I used to watch that and be like, hey, I wanna do that. I wanna be like those guys, you know? And it just transformed into me, practicing in front of the mirror and hey moms, watch this movie. I like this movie. Do busting little 1 2s and thing and
Right.
in Trinidad, in our primary schools, we have a thing called disco. We used to do it in October and sometimes in December as well,
Mhm.
where it's like just a celebration at the school year. And in the disco is like a dance. So I used to take that as an opportunity to show off some of the moves I used to be practicing at home now. But and it really started at a primary school level where people used to rate it and be like, hey, that kind of cool, you know? And it was only until like in secondary school, to that talent show when I was later on in secondary school. And I entered the talent show. I didn't come first, I come second, but I was a part of the team that came first as well.
Got you.
And that is when I tell myself, I love my academics. I'm a smart guy, but I would rather stack my textbooks up, stand up on it, and flip over them. You understand?
Right.
And from that, my mother, big up my mother, because that's my rock. She really, as I get to youth, and she, her entire life really tried to steer me away from the streets now, boy. And
For
dance
sure.
was the medium that kept me off the streets. So that's
Beautiful.
basically it. And now, get to travel the world and be around people I never thought I'd be around in my life. So
For sure. Big stage, but you came from humble beginnings.
yeah, man, I am from um I don't like to downplay the ghetto. I don't like to
Right.
downplay what it is and the talent that is hidden there.
For sure.
Um, like I talking about the government cutting off water in my community so that uptown could always have water flowing.
Mhm.
I talking about not knowing where my next meal gonna come from in a household with 10 other family members. You understand? I'm talking about you're hearing the pop, 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 and you had a duck. Because you don't know couple that they turn no eye, you know.
Yep.
But honestly, my main thing in life was to climb out of that, to get out of that. I didn't see a future there. And I would say for even the youth that live in here today, even the people, and I have a lot of friends that end up in the jail system, that end up losing their lives because of it. And that was prime example for me to not want to be a part of that process now. They say, what, 25 is old age in my hood. A lot of time I don't see past 25, you understand?
Wow. Yeah, boy. It's so I see that you utilize dance to elevate yourself, right?
Yeah,
But
of course.
when did you decide to truly take it on professionally, and what was the motivation for that?
Um, Rich life,
All right.
stability, you want to be like the people you're seeing on TV.
Right.
And a big part of that process was, as soon as I finished secondary school, was to find the nearest dance studio that reflected my views
Mhm.
as a performer. Which again, I looking at these people on TV and I want to be like that, right? So, I found the nearest commercial dance company that was aligned with what I wanted to do. And it just so happened to be the dance company that was owned by one of Marshall's dancers at the time.
Ah,
Is actually his choreographer. And I kind of centered myself around there. And it's funny how I ended up there because as a man in my free time after I finished school, whereas everybody was going to study and stuff like that, I was going to the gyms that had the crash mats. I was
got
out in
you.
the savannah flipping and doing all kind of madness. Outside, like across the road from the university that I went, had like a field. And I used to go there and link up a couple of other like-minded individuals to come and train. And like we just gonna link up here and do like 100 backflips for the day.
Got you.
And it's from there, one of the dancers from that dance company was passing one of the dance teachers, and he was like, "Hey, I have a dance crew. Come and join my dance crew now." And I ended up joining the dance crew because that is the man that I used to see on my local television doing the dance
Right.
moves that where I wanted now. Boy. And in that process of dancing with them, he was pulling himself away because he was taking more of a professional route with his
Mhm.
dance career at the time. His name is Shakir Griffith Turbo, aka Turbo.
Right.
Um, he was like, come on, do my dance hall class. And I was like, well, my finance is not really there. Yeah, I really come from a space where I could ask my mother for money and say, I need to come to this dance class. And he's like, that's small thing. Come. And he let me do a couple of classes for free. And that was the first time I put myself in a studio space. And I sat off in the back of the class and I used to watch the girls and the fellas in the front of the class and be like, damn, trying to be like them. And it just gave me the opportunity to hone my skills. And then it was in dance hall. That was like the first style of dance I really started doing.
Mm.
And then I used to peek at the hip hop class that was after the dancehall class. Tell myself I want to be in that class too. And a day, the same fella Tobo pulled me in and introduced me to the hip hop dance teacher now. And he was
Got
like,
you.
show him what you could do. And I was like, well, what you mean by that? Because all the other students in the class there too just dress back
Right.
and make a big space now, boy. And I did like, oh, all this spotlight thing, boy. But I saw that as a golden opportunity again. Show up to show off a little bit. And I went crazy, I went ham, and the hip hop teacher then saw the potential in me now. So he told me come to the classes too. And then from there I was at the back of the class and eventually in the front of the class. And I still remember that day where he realized I was standing up in front of the class and he smiled at me and I look at him and I shake my head and I was like, yeah. And then from that moment, he gave me a gig. And I do my first gig with them and I make my first little piece of change, but it was for $500. It was for $500. And dog, I run home with that money and I say, Moms, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And she's like, where you get that from? I say, well, I just do a gig. She's like, you can make money from that? I say, well, yeah, because she used to really ask me questions like how I going to unwind our family as a dancer.
Right. Right. Right.
Doctor, lawyer, engineer, that's where the money is now, boy.
Hmm. Hmm.
And at that moment, I kind of set myself that I want to go against the grain. This is what I want to do
Got
for
you.
the rest of my life. I want to find stability in it now, boy. And the rest is history from there.
Beautiful. So I'm
Yeah,
seeing
man.
that the dance company really shaped you, into the
Mhm.
person that you are today, and
Of
also
course.
seeing the opportunities shaped you into the person that you are today.
Yeah, it was just it was either that or the streets. So I didn't have
Hmm.
much of a
Right.
choice. Um, Again, whereas I seen friends on the news being found off ravine and
Mm.
brutally murdered and things like that. Fellas, I kicking ball with every day on the street and thing that choosing that route now, boy. Big up Espinach Street Love until 2 because that's where I really used to go and hang out, and I grew up with some of them with them fellas and them down there, Kyle and Jamari and Kyle and them fellas and them, I grew up with them fellas now, boy. And I'd reach at a pivotal point where I was like, I could either do this every day. My main brethren who I used to line with down there, parents had own a house and all them thing already now. So he kinda already had his future kinda line up for him.
Right.
As opposed to me who didn't really have those things now. So I had to like create a space for me to get those things. So when they realized, I started to pull away from them and I started to spend more time in the studio. No animosity here. They supported it and they still support it to this day. You know?
Beautiful. So I can see that, and that's important, right? To have friends like that who see you
Mhm.
elevate and don't see bad mind and don't want to
Yeah.
pull you down, but actually want you to go ahead, even if you're going ahead further than them in some cases.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. And I had an uncle too. I had an uncle that was in badness, and I don't really talk about this too, but I had an uncle in badness. I used to tell the fellas on him, Lee, he making better for himself.
Right.
Don't meddle with that. If all they meddle with that, all they messing with me. And it's all them little aspects of support by having a strong mother that willing to see the future in what I doing and how it would benefit her in the long run. And it really benefiting her now because she comfortable.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But the aspects of having a good support system, I would say that is what kind of differentiated me from my peers at the time, because a lot of them did not have a strong support system, whether it be friends or family, whatever the case maybe now, boy. And I actually made a post about that recently. I was in Dubai 2 weeks ago, sandboarding down the dunes in the desert.
Wow.
And I sent out a message, boy, and I was just speaking from my heart, and I was saying, fellas, like just put on the numbers and put on the badness and pick up something positive. It don't even have to be through your talent. Find something where you like, and I guarantee if you spend time honing that skill, the opportunities will come. God don't miss energy, don't miss. You understand? You start to pave a path, and the path will line up itself now, boy.
For
Like
sure.
I never in a million years thought I would be riding camel in Dubai and and
Right.
and 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 you understand, fine dining in Dubai and all kind of crazy thing,
Right.
man. You know?
For sure. For sure. And speaking about seizing the opportunity, in about 2014, at least according to my research, you would have joined Marshall's team or his dance
Opportunity of
team.
a lifetime. I was actually the same university that I used to flip outside of had
Right.
auditions. And obviously it's auditions for a degree in dance.
Hmm.
And in Trinidad, it have a thing called GATE. At the time, it was 100% funding.
Right.
Had a thing called Vision 2020, where they decided to give opportunity to everyone in my generation to get educated in a field that you like, to give back to the economy or be an economic contributor.
Right.
Um, and so tertiary education was 100% funded at the time once you come from a specific household, like a low-income household.
Got you.
And I came from a low-income household, so a free dance degree to me, you handed me a 4.0 GPA for free, boy.
All right.
So I went on an audition, and I was going through the process, and I was getting trained as a dancer. I talking about, I come from the streets, from the ghetto, and I do now dance degree. So first and foremost, my peers and I'm watching a little funny, a little shaky.
Right.
You understand? I had to do ballet, I had to do contemporary, I had to do Caribbean folk, East Indian classical. But I don't have a bias to dance. Even the fellas from my dance crew was like, how you could go and do them things now? And I was like, that's the difference between you and I.
Hmm.
You like to dance. I love to dance.
Right.
If I love to do something, I can butter I at it and say, I ain't gonna do that because it's so. If that's what I had to do and it aligning with the passions that I want in life, I'll do it. So I
For
went and I
sure.
do the degree, and the degree was 4 years, and in the third year, graduation was 2016. But I get a call in the middle of that same ballet class man was talking about shaky. And I call, yeah, they Mazda. Yeah, who's this? Well, they Marshall Montano. I was
Wow.
like, in the middle of the class, and I paused that call. And I turned to the car. I just had to run. Just had to run behind the mirrors to take a phone call, and I realized my phone was real buzzing, and it's an unknown number.
All right.
So I run off the bar and I pick up the phone, and I walk up to the teacher and I was like, "Hey, what happened?" I say, Nancy, Mrs. Herrera, I have a phone call, a very important phone call," and she make a comment and she was like, "If I not God on the phone, I ain't gonna let you take that call." And I say, "It's not God, but is the monk."
All
I
right.
want a big say, "Okay, go outside and take the call." And it was along the lines of our three fellas are looking far forth to match the energy of the fellas. And you came recommended through Turbo, who from the same dancehall class has always been a martyr in my life, a
Right.
mentor. Recommend me through the dance company. He would also consult his dancer that owned the dance company at the time, who was stepping out of his team to step into more goals that aligned with her life. So it had little gaps to fill, and he was looking to fill those gaps, and I got the opportunity of a lifetime to be, one of the fillers now, boy. And it
Wow.
started off through, I did Bazudi, his movie. Don't go and look for me in that movie, please, only I beg. um, and in Bazudi, he was like, "I like your vibes. It lining up. Come on, do a carnival season with me." And 2015 was my first carnival season, and remember, from doing the degree and getting the little opportunities to perform on Napa stage, which is a big theatrical stage in front of a big auditorium, to stepping into that FET level performance is the same food, different recipe,
Wow.
completely different recipe. And I just remember stepping onto that stage. The first FET I ever did, it was Fantasy 2015. And looking out in that crowd and seeing thousands of people and just telling myself, way boy, you know, so what's this? What really going on?
Right.
And that call happened a year before I had to do my thesis. And I was also going to school with one of our cast dancers at the time, Julia Cato.
Mm.
And I pulled Julia square day, aside a day, and I said, "Julia, I feel I might have to take a year off from school, because I ain't making it through this carnival season, but I can't function." Julia tell me, she said, "Put your toothbrush in your bag, put your towel in your bag, change your clothes in your bag, and balance the two of them. Balance school and work now, because you're really supposed to step into your field after you graduate."
Yeah. Right.
I just so happened to step into my field in the middle of school in now, boy.
Right.
And is finding balance between my health, my degree, and my career at the same time, because I'm sleeping straight from, I remember I do that effect called insomnia. Insomnia is gone from the day before, let me say, 6 and finish like the afternoon or the next day, and you're fetting
Wow.
right down till you lie down. And we was headlining that show. And that same night we had do about 4 shows prior. And I had class for 9 o'clock. So I tell my teacher, I say, "Hey, I'm missing part of my first class, but I'll be there for the rest of the day."
Mm.
Straight from insomnia, talking about my eye long, no sleep, straight to school, dog.
Right.
you know. And then from there, it was the process of doing my US work permit and all of them things. He want to fly, we fly with him. And 2024, November, gone there, make it 10 years since.
Wow. So eventually, you did learn how to balance it.
Yeah.
And you got through it. And oftentimes we have those times in our lives where we think that we can't come out of this moment, but
Mhm.
with hard work, dedication, and just good old fashioned discipline, we can
Mhm.
get through those times.
100%. 100%. And you will always go through the highs and lows, eh? Even if you're going through the highs, you still have your low moments too.
For
And
sure.
I remember telling myself, I was reaching a point where I thought the cup was too full.
Mm.
I was like, I don't think I could push through this.
Right.
You understand? I don't think I could push through it. And I was like, you know what? Like I remember my dance teachers, my lecturers used to tell me stories of when they was younger. And it's who walking through the rain because they have no money for transport and
Mm.
who don't have no dance shoes, so they dancing barefoot. And just I remember their hardships and kind of compare to mine and tell myself, them as lecturers, them bossing big salary, them making 5 figures a month.
Right.
They doing what I want to do. They supporting their family and have stability through what I want to do. You understand? So no excuses. I could do it too.
For
You
sure.
know?
For sure. That's beautiful, man. And I am seeing the importance of, having people to look up to. Because if you didn't
Mhm.
have the lecturers, then you might not have thought it was possible. But because you
Yeah.
had people who have done it before, then you would have had the confidence that you could
Of
have done it
course.
too.
It's a recipe, It's a recipe, Quinn. It's like you had to have first that passion and that drive. Right? Once you figure out what you're passionate about, what you love to do, what is full your heart, what is set your soul on fire,
Hmm.
right? You don't start there. Then you gotta put yourself in the right space. You gotta put yourself around like-minded people. If you are wrong, pray. If you are a wrong antelope, you be an antelope too. You keep running from the predators.
Right.
If you are wrong predators, you become a predator yourself, and then you start to eat food. You understand? And from there you had to find people to support you. You had that support. That is basically a support system. Once you have the support system, you find a mentor, somebody that already doing it, somebody that upstairs, somebody that kind of could give you the advice that you need.
Hmm.
And then you also had to have people that you look up to, people that you want to be like, people that you want to be better than. I know that's sounding kind of egotistical,
Right.
but yes,
It's the
you have to have
reality.
us. Yeah, that's the reality of it. You have to have a specific level of ego without allowing that ego to control you now, boy.
Absolutely.
And that's when your passion it is turned into what you call it? Passion process, and then it have an XP purpose.
Right.
What you want to do with it now. You understand? What opportunities you want to create not only for yourself but for other people. Because at the end of the day, if I is a crab that climb out the barrel, the least I could do is
It's
extend my
pull
hand
somebody
down,
out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
pull somebody else out, You understand? I can't kick another man off the ladder, And it's life just teach you that life just to let her climb, climb, climb. But I never had that mentality of having to climb over the people that still trying to reach for the same goals that I reaching for now. You understand? It's only until I hit specific goals I tell myself, hey, this man was trying to reach to this goal too. Let me see if I could offer him some sort of advice or some sort of opportunity that can help him reach to the same goal that I reach now. But,
For sure.
you know?
Beautiful. All right, bro. So we're moving on to one of my favorite segments of a Game Changers podcast. It's called the Quick Hitters. Now, Quick Hitters are rapid fire questions. So answer
Let's
them as
go.
quickly as possible.
All right.
All right, cool. So, first rapid fire question. What is your favorite type of music?
Favorite type of music? Oh,
I know that's a hard one.
as Abi said, boy, as Abi said, I like the as a sucker for a nasty bass drop.
Okay, okay, cool. Who is your hero?
My hero,
Yeah,
fictional or reality?
both.
Both fictional. The Flash. You gotta keep running, dog. You gotta keep running. You gotta keep running. You can't look back.
Absolutely.
um, reality. Hmm. I have a billionaire mindset, so all the billionaires of the world, a lot of people might find them as nasty people. I don't look at the nasty parts of their life. I just look at the positive parts of their life. So Jay-Z, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Um, I want to be a billionaire one day. You understand? If not in this lifetime, for my daughter. You understand?
Absolutely.
Oh, if not in my daughter lifetime, for she children, eventually God
Yeah,
still like,
somewhere down the line.
Mm-hmm. We gotta hit that point of generational wealth where you don't have to look over your shoulder.
Absolutely. Final quick hitter question. Who would you like to see on this podcast?
My sister,
Okay.
My
Who's your
sister
sister?
climbing out the ghetto and she doing it. She doing it. And I really rate she because um I break all my generational curses. And
Mm-hmm.
it was kinda hard for me to look at my cousins and them and see them doing the same. They're doing the same as well, but a lot of them falling into it. My sister busting all the milestones right now. And I'm real
Beautiful.
proud of she, boy. Like she's look up to me. I used to look up to my mentors. And I was actually just on a phone call with her. And me and my sister that's like my best friend now. Like we have long
Right.
conversations about life and reason on the moves that we want to make. And she making these moves, bro. And I am absolutely mind blown.
Absolutely. I love that, man. And we'll have
Yeah,
her on
she's a
once you
game
give me
changer
the
for sure.
link. Once you give me the link, she'll be here.
For sure. It would be nice to kind of hear she talk to based on how she doing it now, you know?
For sure. For sure. All right, bro. So we're moving on to the back end of the interview. I know you would have faced challenges coming up as a dancer, particularly from the Caribbean on the global scene. So tell me what were some of those challenges and how did you overcome them?
The biggest challenge of all is understanding that the Caribbean does not have an industry for the arts.
Hmm.
There is
Unfortunate.
a particular industry for it, which is Carnival.
Hmm.
Um, Carnival is the only invested opportunity we have for the arts. Um, until I realize a lot of other islands, people from other islands, just fly to my islands for the opportunities that Carnival let's create. That's when I tell myself, I can't live and find the stability I want with a seasonal opportunity.
Right.
You know, the real seasonal is Trinidad, February, Marchish,
Hmm.
or January, February, March is be that year. And then for the rest of the year, you have to fend for
Dry.
yourself now. You
Hmm.
know, all the investments go on, all the opportunities going on as you start creating a lane for yourself. So I had to put myself in a space to be able to, that a space that would support the art now, boy, which is why I moved to Toronto, Canada. That's where I live in and reside in now. Um, and as I tell everybody, I come up here to eat all the food, and it's all the food I eat. You
Right.
understand?
Absolutely, bro. Now I also know that you would have shared this stage with some stars. What was it like to share this stage with those big names? And
Oh my god.
what were some of the highlights from those performances?
I still remember um Marshall Monday. Marshall would fly in a lot of the big artists that I would usually share the stage with, right? Major Lazer,
Hmm.
um, Jackie, um, you know, it started off very, very regional. A lot of
Okay.
the Beanie Man and a lot of big Caribbean stars, Sean Paul. Um, but it only dawned on me when we started stepping out of the region that there's a possibility for me to be in spaces with people that I never thought I would have seen in real life now, boy.
Right.
So when we in Barbados, I mean, and the rain start falling, and I in the corner of my eyes, I know Rihanna there,
Right.
and in the corner of my eyes, I see she started walk on the stage now, boy. And that is hit you in slow motion. It
Oh,
doesn't feel
yeah.
real, boy. And then like Rihanna singing, she sung in the rain and the rain falling on every drop I could count that falling in front of my head. Drake, OVO Fest 2016. Um and OVO Fest is Drake event, but the first year we do it, Drake wasn't there. The second year we do it, I tell you, I dancing on stage with my partner,
Right.
and Drake just walk out on stage with a microphone casually. Slow motion again, I tell you, I could have count everybody jumping up in that crowd in the moment. Everybody, I could have see every facial expression, and it's be a vivid moment, but the colors just be brighter, the senses be sharper, the music just be hitting the brain at a different level, and like you just be in that moment, and that moment in itself just feel like a movie. It's feel unreal. Ashanti. I remember being on a truck for Carnival with Ashanti and it had Winnie Harlow and all of these celebrities now, by Director X and all of these people, and I up there like, these people. These people are in my circle.
Right.
That feeling, I started to live for moments like that. If I could bring more of those moments into my life, then I am living a full life. You understand? It even reached the point where Ashanti came to Toronto and a DJ. His name is City, right? Chris. Chris hit me up. He's like, "Yo, Ashanti, have a show out here. Pull up." I pull up and I end up on the stage with Ashanti and Ja Rule. Big hugs
Mhm.
and we see seeing Marz and ting in the middle of the performance, and then after that performance, um, everybody was liming after, and Ja Rule was like, "I'm gonna take everybody out." We went to this big name restaurant in Toronto. The chef come out and say, compliments from him. Every dog, I'm talking about T-bone steaks and lobster
Big
and
meal.
Ja Rule was at that side of the table and thing, and then we went to the club after, and I am in that space, bro, telling myself, how fam? You understand? Like what? What this real? You
Yeah, man.
understand? You know? But then it just become normal, a normal process to just be around those people and be in that space with people like that. And even with the Argos, a part of the Canadian Football League dance team, the A team, Argos
Mhm.
A team. We just won the 2024 111th Grey Cup.
Wow.
So, and every time you win the Grey Cup, everybody on the team is get a championship ring. So
Oh,
let me
so
say
you have
fingers
one.
crossed that. Yeah, I have a championship ring coming soon.
Wow. That's beautiful, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's a real inspiration to hear that you've grown and developed in that way. I know my
Mhm.
audience really appreciated just listening to you speak about that. So I want to
Yeah,
thank
man.
you for coming on. This has been a fantastic interview. Um, Continue being yourself, bro. You are a major inspiration, not just to me, but I know you are a major inspiration to many people in your circle, outside of your circle, people from your country, right?
Mhm.
Never forget where you come from. Never forget who you are. I must say I'm proud of you, and I trust that you'll continue striving.
Of course. And for anybody that doubting themselves, you understand? Remember that question I asked you earlier on in the interview when my mother was asking me how I'm going to support our family and stability and thing. You
Yeah,
understand? Everything that I have around me, dance pay for. My wife is happy. My daughter is flourishing. And I just trying to create a space in the stability that I have now for her to follow her dreams, I have a 3-year-old daughter, big up Rain, baby Gravity, and don't doubt yourself. Keep pushing through. You will make it. Game
absolutely.
changers.
Absolutely, man. And to thank you so much for coming on. Anyhow, guys, this has been yet another Game Changers episode. And to thank you for coming on, remember to like and subscribe. Remember that you can get Game Changers wherever you get your podcast. So, follow Game Changers on those various platforms. We are on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you get your podcast. Remember to download. And as always, stay hungry. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.